So yesterday we had a bit of a fiasco, as you can see up here. The Dumawall wasn't sticking to the ceiling. Well, it would stick for a minute and then it slowly would come down. So I have a plan today of what we're going to try and do. So I got these drywall plugs, and what we're going to do is we're going to drill into the ceiling, put these plugs in there, and then we'll countersink the Dumawall that we put up there and drill some holes through it. And I got some screws here that we're going to put into it, and they'll be nice and flat and flush, and it'll look pretty, right?
Yippee!
So the first thing we're going to do is set this in place, which I made the mistake of doing yesterday. I glued it up before I even made sure it fit properly, but we cut the edges off because it's the first tile against the wall. This Dumawall stuff is actually really nice. It comes off pretty easy.
As long as you do it right.
Yeah. Put up, and unfortunately our wall isn't perfectly square here. We've got a gap, so we're going to take our pen and just kind of roughly describe a line where we got to cut it so that it probably can't see it that well on the camera, but got a bit of a line there.
Where's the Sharpie?
Where we got to cut it so that it fits nice and snug against the wall. We got that cut, so now it fits really nice and snug on there. But before we glue it, what we're going to try to do is we're going to drill some pilot holes. I think 2 per Dumawall will be enough. Drill some pilot holes, and then once we know where our marks are going to be, then we're going to drill with a bigger bit into the drywall, where we'll then put our special plugs. That will then, and then once we have the plugs in there, we'll put it back on and screw it on once we got glue and everything. So this bit actually comes with the little plugs. So I'm assuming it's the right size, otherwise they wouldn't have given it to me. And now we're going to get a little bigger drill bit and countersink these pilot holes we've drilled just a little bit so that when the screw is in, the top of the screw is flush with the surface. Glue on here now.
It comes out a lot.
And then stick it up in place and put the screws in. With any luck, it'll just work perfectly. So, just like that, hopefully those screws will hold it on the ceiling now. Unlike yesterday when they came crashing down and made a big mess and Max started crying. I think it's working.
It's better than it was yesterday. It's not on the ground.
Sure. So we'll put a little bead of caulk on there so that that's good and sealed, as well as that one. But this feels pretty flush. When you step back, you can hardly even notice it. That turned out about 1,000,000 times better than I could have ever hoped for.